Okay, all the hard work you've put in so far is about to pay off because we're going to tackle the Tom Petty song Free Fallin'. I have a really cool story about this song. I was doing a cover gig in Estonia, Tallinn, Estonia, on tour, and it was at this little pub made like carved out of stone, and we were setting up, and I saw the band Anthrax at the table in the center of the room, and I was like, holy crap. Nobody else in the band that I was playing with knew who it was. I was like, hey, that's Anthrax. They were like, who? And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So we started our set, and like 4 songs into the set, we started playing Free Fallin'. And the bass player from Anthrax gets up and comes over and starts singing in my mic with me, Free Fallin', just at the top of his lungs, like it's the best song in the world. And you know what? Sometimes the simplest songs that you sing along to are the best songs in the world. Anthrax has some pretty heavy, really complicated music, and sometimes the best things that you can play are something like and the chords you need to know for this are just an F major chord. You can play this 3-note version. You can play a 4-string version. This is the one I'm going to be using. Or you could play this full F bar chord. It's up to you. This one's a little bit easier. You need to know a C chord. You also need to know an F Sus4 chord, which is really kind of a B flat major chord, but we're going to use just an F Sus4. All you have to do is on your F chord, put down your pinky on the 3rd fret of the G string there. And that'll give you your F Sus4. And then you move to a C. So those are the open chords you need to know. So again, take some time to get the individual chords down. That'll make the transitions a lot easier. You also need some power chords. Just an F power chord, index finger on the 1st fret, and you need a B flat power chord, index finger on the 6th fret, and you need a C power chord all the way up here with your index finger on the 8th fret. For this particular video, we're just gonna go over 2 really easy strumming patterns to get into this song. The first one is in the intro, super simple. Just play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And so you can work on just the strumming pattern if you had 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that's all I'm doing with all downstrokes. And then for the counting on the chord changes, you play an F, 1 and 2 and 3. So on the and of 2, you switch to the F Sus4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then 1, F Sus4 again, and 2 and 3 and 4. And go to the C there on the and of 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and all downstrokes. For the second strumming pattern, your chord changes when you actually change chords doesn't change. You're just gonna have a constant 8-note strumming pattern. And I'm just gonna use all downstrokes for this. So I have 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And for that F, I'm only playing the top 4 strings, but if you're playing the full bar chord, it's gonna be a little hard to make that sus. So you might wanna be able to play just like a B flat, add 9 right there. It's up to you. But the idea is just to play a solid 8-note strumming pattern and change the chords in the same spot. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And take this as slowly as you need to. If you need to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that is totally fine at that speed. So believe it or not, you can get through almost the entire song Free Fallin' with just playing that. It may not be the exact same thing that's playing in the recording, but it'll get you through it. We'll take a look at a more detailed strumming pattern later. But the only other part that you really need to know is the part on the bridge, and it's a little bit different. It plays some power chords, and they're kind of palm muted a little bit. And so you're gonna have to work on getting accurate with moving your power chords around, but it's kind of the same rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 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 So take that down, break it down as slowly as you need to, and it's just a straight eighth note downstroke strumming pattern again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you'll notice that time I didn't squeak on the strings because I was like, man, that last time I did it was pretty loud. I should not do that. And so I made a conscious effort to kind of lift my fingers up as I moved. Still a little bit squeaky, but nothing like that first one that was super loud. So just be aware of that too. But those are the only parts that you need to get through this entire song. So your assignments for this lesson are to memorize or be able to play the individual chord shapes, the F, C, and then the F sus4, F power chord, B flat power chord, and C power chord, so we can go to them right on their own. After that, you need to work on the chord progression for the chorus and the verse, the main one we did, this one. With the simple strumming pattern like I just did, and then also with the eighth note strumming pattern. And do the same thing with the chord progression for the bridge. And those will be all the parts of the song. Now I have a jam track for you to make playing to the song even more fun. We'll have it in a couple different tempos for you so you can play along to it slowly if you need to slow it down, or you can play along to it at full tempo. And once you're done with that, once you've had some good practice with that, you can play along to the original song. So I have a question for you. Do you have an event with your family or friends that you want to play guitar at? If not, schedule one and set a goal of learning 2 or 3 songs. Having an event like that with a deadline on it was really great motivation for getting a few songs under your belt.